Welcome back, friends. Today I wanted to tell you about lubricating your bullet molds. It's important we lubricate our bullet molds because not only does it prevent premature wear and tear on your equipment, but it also makes the casting session go smoother and it's just more enjoyable. So stick around and I'll show you how I do. On most bullet molds, there's two places that need lubrication, one being the sprue plate pivot and the other being the alignment pins here. What I like to use for lubrication is beeswax. I like these little sticks here. You can use just a chunk of beeswax. If you want to stick around till the end, I'll show you how I make these beeswax sticks that make this really easy. But while the mold is hot, I've got one heating up over here on my pot. I'll grab that one here and I'll just show you. We just want to barely touch that on there, and that's going to melt a little bit of wax and it'll wick right in around that wave washer, sprue plate. You don't want to overdo it. Obviously, we don't want to get any wax in our mold cavities. That'll ruin your casting session in a hurry. But just a little dab will do you. And then as far as the alignment pins go, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to really briefly touch each one on the tip there, and that's just going to put a little coating of wax on there so that when those mold blocks close, they don't drag unnecessarily there. One more thing I'll show you. On this particular Hollowpoint mold, rather than using beeswax for these slider pins here that the Hollowpoint pins slide on, I don't know if you can see those slide back and forth there. If those start to get a little bit sticky, what I like to do is just take a number 2 pencil and I'll just kind of scribble on those pins, just get a little bit of graphite on them. That's how I lubricate those. On something like this 6-cavity mold, the sprue plate operates a little bit differently. So what I like to do for that is I'll use my beeswax and just really carefully give a little touch to that part right there, and that'll lubricate that sprue plate and washer that it's closing against. And then of course the pivot location over here and the wave washer there, touch that one, and then of course the alignment pins as well on the inside here. Now if you'd like to make one of these handy little beeswax sticks, one will last quite a long time, but I'll show you how to do that quick. You're really only going to need some beeswax, a little tape, a tea light candle, a paper cup, or just about anything. You'll see how that comes into play. And then for the mold, we're going to use a big pen barrel. Just remove the guts from that and the back cap there. And then I'm going to tape the end shut, one end. Doesn't take much. That'll do. I'm going to drop it down in that paper cup and then use another little piece of tape to secure it in a relatively upright position. It really doesn't matter if it's got a little angle to it or not, just to help hold it for us. Then I'm going to take a little bit of beeswax, and I've taken the tea light candle out of the little aluminum cup that it comes in, and I've bent a little pour spout in one spot and then just a little place that I can grip it with the pliers of my multi-tool to hold it there. And I'm just going to shave a little bit of wax into that cup there. I'm going to go ahead and light the candle, let it get going there, and I'm going to use that as a heat source to melt the beeswax. And this doesn't take too terribly long. Once that's all melted there, I'm just going to carefully pour it into my tube here. Now I'm just going to pop this in the freezer for a little while. All right, after pulling this out of the freezer, I'm just going to pop this out, peel my tape off. Now I've just got a little paintbrush that's smaller than the inside diameter of my pen tube. I'm just going to use that to push my stick out. And there you have it. a nice little stick of beeswax that makes it super convenient to keep your molds lubricated. Hope this video helps you prolong the life of your molds and enjoy your casting sessions even more. Thanks for watching.